Revenge films.
I went to see a room in a condo with my wife, Sarah. We were looking to purchase a nice place to live. Thank you for your interest in this property. When we got to the condo, a man from the real estate company greeted us. We love this building. Can't wait to see what it looks like on the inside. The one thing that bothered me about this man was that he was polite to me, but he didn't even look at Sarah or greet her. I didn't want to point this out right away, because perhaps I had misinterpreted the situation. There were 2 different types of rooms that Sarah and I were interested in.
My stomach is starting to ache. I'm not feeling so well.
Are you alright? Should we get you to the hospital, just in case?
I'm okay. I just need to sit down and wait for the pain to pass.
The first room that we visited was on the 1st floor. Would it be alright if my wife rests here until she feels better? As you can see, she's pregnant. This is why I don't like showing properties to pregnant women. They take up so much of my precious time. I wish your wife would have come here on a day when she was feeling better. How can you say such a thing? I couldn't believe that he could be so rude, but he continued with his impolite remarks. How about your wife stays here, and we finish looking at the other property? Just the 2 of us. I was annoyed by his words. My wife would like to see the other property as well. This is an important decision that we need to make together. I wouldn't have come here with her today if I didn't want her to see the rooms as well. You're being very inconsiderate. I was considering getting another person to show us the property.
I'm starting to feel better now. Please, show us the other property.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I don't want to waste any more of this man's time.
Yes, you have a point. I don't need you to waste any more of my time. I'm a very busy man. Let's get this over with. What the hell is your problem? I didn't hide my frustration and irritation, but Sarah tried to calm me down. I didn't like this man, and we had been looking forward to seeing the properties, so I didn't want him to ruin everything. I tried to not let the man get to me, and looked forward to seeing the other room. This place is amazing. I'd love to live here.
I agree. The interior is beautiful, and there's a nice garden on the 1st floor. There's also a play area for children, so once we have our baby, they could play there.
You're right. Do you like the kitchen and bathroom as well?
I do. The kitchen is spacious and the bathroom is very stylish. I can already see myself preparing your favorite beef stew in this kitchen.
That would be amazing. Something to look forward to. As Sarah and I imagined what our life here would be like, I was starting to forget about that despicable salesman. After we had finished taking a look at the room on the 1st floor, the salesman took us up to the penthouse. Next, I'll show you the penthouse. Okay, thanks. We got into the elevator, but then the man said to Sarah, I'm sorry, but pregnant women are not allowed in this elevator. I'm going to need you to take the stairs. And then he pushed Sarah out of the elevator as the door was closing.
Ah!
I was shocked with what had just happened and was having a hard time processing it. What was wrong with this guy? What does he have against pregnant women? The elevator had already started going up, and I was left thinking about whether or not Sarah was all right. I pushed one of the elevator buttons, hoping to get off at the next floor so that I could go downstairs and check on Sarah. What were you thinking? Your wife told us that she was feeling better, so she'll be fine climbing up the stairs to the penthouse. Are you insane? That's too many flights of stairs! I then got out of the elevator and caught another one to go back down to the 1st floor. When I got back to the 1st floor, I saw Sarah sitting on the ground crying. She was scared and hurt. Sarah, are you okay?
Actually, my stomach is hurting again. I think I need to see my doctor this time.
I decided to drive her to the nearest hospital. It was probably faster than calling an ambulance. I got Sarah to the hospital and was told by the doctors that both she and our baby would be fine. I was so relieved. I then called the real estate company and made a formal complaint about that obnoxious salesman. I was glad that I did, because the man's manager reprimanded him severely. What were you thinking? Because of you, no one wants to buy any of the rooms in that building! No one wants to buy any of the rooms? That doesn't make any sense! Remember that couple that you attended to the other day? They had planned to purchase 3 rooms in the condo, but after the way you treated them, they decided not to! What are you going to do to fix this? I'd been planning to purchase 3 rooms in the building. The first was for Sarah and me. The second for my parents-in-law. Sarah wanted her parents to live close by to us after we had our baby. I wanted this as well, because there were times that I got so busy with work that it'd be reassuring to have Sarah's parents in the same building as us. The third room was an investment. This condo was popular, so I intended on buying a third room to rent out. But I didn't want to make any purchases after that stupid salesman hurt Sarah. I couldn't forgive him. Sarah and our baby could have ended up getting really hurt. I wasn't going to dismiss his reckless behavior. After I told the real estate company that I was no longer interested in purchasing the properties, the salesman and his manager came to see me. They wanted to know why I was canceling. The manager assumed that I had found properties elsewhere, but that was not the case. He tried to sway my decision by talking about the charms of the properties, but then I told him about what the salesman had done to Sarah. Once the manager heard about what the salesman had done, he was red with rage. How could you push a pregnant woman out of the elevator? Do you realize what you could have done to her? Did you know that Scott's family runs our local hospital? He was interested in buying 3 rooms, and you ruined that for us! I'm sorry, I had no idea. I assumed that he was looking at several rooms because he and his wife didn't know which one they wanted. You should be happy that Scott's wife wasn't seriously injured after you pushed her. What would you have done if you had harmed her or her baby in any way? I don't like pregnant women because they all seem to think they're so privileged. I found out later that the salesman's wife was also pregnant, and he was fed up with his wife because she was being needy at home. He was mad at his wife because he felt that she was using her pregnancy as an excuse to get her way with everything. Because he couldn't stand up against his wife, he was taking out his frustration on other pregnant women, which was completely ridiculous. My wife has nothing to do with your marital problems, and she never did anything to upset you. You're right. I'm very sorry. I let my frustration get the best of me. After what you did to Scott and his wife, you're fired! And we'll be suing you for the damages! Be prepared to cover all the money that we lost with this cancellation! I'll also be suing you for what you did to Sarah. But, you could have really hurt my wife! You're getting the punishment that you deserve! I'm going to hire the best lawyer out there and fight you in court! When the salesman heard this, he became pale in the face with worry. He was in despair. After that, the head of the real estate company came to see Sarah and me to make a formal apology. We couldn't apologize enough for what happened to Sarah. We're very sorry. They visited us often to make sure that Sarah was feeling okay.
I agree. Your salesperson was unprofessional, and that the way he treated me was unacceptable. But I still love the property.
I wanted Sarah to live in a place that she loved, so I decided to go ahead and purchase the 3 rooms, as I had initially planned. A few months later, Sarah gave birth to a healthy baby boy. I was elated, and so were her parents.
Such a beautiful baby. I'm so happy for you and Scott. Let me know if you need anything. It's not easy taking care of a newborn.
I was an only child, so my parents were really excited to see their first grandchild. I could see that they were going to have fun spoiling our son.
Thank you for coming to see us. I'm sure that I'm going to come to you for advice on how to raise him. Everything is so new to me.
Sarah's parents moved into the condo as planned, and we were so grateful for their support. I heard a rumor that the horrible salesman is having a tough time paying back all his debts. He used up all of his savings and could no longer afford to live in the city. He got what he deserved in the end.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.